It's time for Wealth and Wellness Wednesday, the show where we show you how to make the connection between your money and your mindset while creating mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. I'm your host, Kanae Porter, best-selling author, speaker, and financial therapist. Today's topic is giving back. So we have been through 20 of the prosperity habits, and today we're on number 21. And number 21 is all about giving back. Now, I want to make a couple of good points. So I have some notes because I want to make sure I tell you exactly what I want you to know today. Number one, about giving back. Time, energy, money. You give what you can. A lot of times people say, oh, I don't have any money. And so they don't give at all. Well, giving is a way to show gratitude for what you have. And so whatever you have, maybe you have more time than you do money. Maybe you have more energy than you do money. Or maybe you do have money, so give that. Now, some people are dedicated to giving a certain percentage, right? Some people say 10% or tithing, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be tied with your church or religion. You can give back to a cause that you truly believe in, or you can give to both. So some people are, in general, more generous than others. And that really depends on your money mentality. Some of the money mentalities are a lot more generous than others. The hero, for example, if you take the money mentality quiz and you show up as a hero, it's very likely that giving is part of your core values. Now, you may be married or in partnership with someone who is not a giver. And that is where arguments can arise. But this needs to be part of your money mission. Want to know more about the money mission? You can head on over to presidentiallifestyle.com/courses, and there's information there. But your money mission statement is what governs how you navigate the money cycle. So as you know, I define the money cycle as earn, grow, protect, gift, and enjoy your money. So how you navigate the money cycle will determine your lifestyle. And we're talking today about the gifting part of the money cycle. And gifting is different than service, because some people say, well, what I do for a living, I create service. So maybe you work in public service. But what you do for a living is what you do for life. Not necessarily, it may not be your biggest heart's pool, right? You may work with an adoption agency, but your biggest heart pool might be on domestic violence. You may want to put towards your energy towards human trafficking. There are all kinds of causes out there. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your life work. The other thing is sometimes people want to quit their job and do something that they feel is more purposeful because they don't feel that purpose in life, that meaning in life. Well, this is what you can do. If you don't want to quit your job really because you like your job, maybe you don't love it, but you like it, and maybe it doesn't have as much meaning as you would like it to have, but you want to keep that salary coming in, you can keep your job, but also have a lot of your time be dedicated to your cause. So maybe that's what you do on your weekends. Maybe that's what you do on your holidays. And so this is how you can, I'm using the word balance, but it's really harmony because it won't be the same amount on both sides. So this is where you can find some harmony between your life's work and your cause that you believe in. Now, going back to time being more valuable than money, let me give you an example. If I told you that I donated $1,000 to a specific cause, let's say right now there's a hurricane. So I donated money to the hurricane victims, survivors. What would you then say? Great, right? Oh, good for you. Now, if I told you I went over to Puerto Rico and I helped build houses for people who lost their houses, you might feel a little different about that, right? You might go, wow, that was so nice of you. Or I wish I could have done that. Or, there's just a little bit, it's just a little warmer because I gave my time, because time you can't get back. Money you can make more of. Time, no more of that is being made. It's just passes. And so time is really valuable, and energy is really valuable too. Now I'm going to tell you another story, and this is what helped me understand how valuable time and energy and thoughtfulness even are over money in this particular case when it comes to giving back. So one day it's on my way to the grocery store, and some of you know I walk to the grocery store. I like to live in walking distance of a grocery store. So I walk to the grocery store, and as I'm walking up, I see a man in the distance on the other side digging in the garbage. But I barely even notice it. I see it, but I barely even notice it. And I continue on, walk in the grocery store, get the things I need. On my way out, he's digging in the garbage that is closer to the exit that I'm leaving out of. And now he's digging through the garbage. He looks up at me and says, "Do you have any change you can spare?" And so I'm thinking this is what he does. He digs in the garbage and he asks for people who come out for money. And I said, "Well, I only brought my debit card, so I don't have any money. But what I can do is I can go back into the store with you and you can pick out something you want to eat, because I don't think that there's going to be anything healthy in that garbage." Now, that sounds like I'm making fun of him, but I am truly saying there's nothing healthy in that garbage for him. And so, yes, he has to live on the streets, but he doesn't have to eat out the garbage. And so I didn't have cash, and I don't know if I really even wanted to hand him money, but I was willing to go back into that store and buy him something. So we go back into the store. We go to the deli counter. The homeless man orders a sandwich. He looks at me and he says, "Is it okay if I can get soup too?" I said, "Sure. And why don't you get a bag of chips? Maybe you can eat that later, because the sandwich you'll have to eat now." And then I said, "Go ahead and get the 12-inch long sandwich, because you can eat half now and maybe eat half later. And then maybe have the soup even later than that, right? And your chips. So that'll give you," and that would cost me maybe $7 or $8. I don't know. But so we walk up to the cash register, he and I together. He puts his food on the conveyor belt thingy. And then, the lady, the cash register lady, the cashier, she's looking at me and she's like, "Wow, that is so nice. I've never seen anybody do that." And the person behind me in line is like, "Oh, sir, can I get you something?" The person behind me wanted to add to his order. Like, she wanted to buy something. She said, "Wait, sir, I'll get you something too." And so she gets him something. I give him something. And on the way out, somebody else saw us and handed him something that they had already purchased. And he looks at me with like tears in his eyes. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, thank you so much." Now, I had no idea the effect this was going to have. All I just wanted to do was get this man some food so he didn't have to dig in the garbage, because I don't know what it's like to dig in the garbage, but nor do I ever want to. And so I knew by doing this, I probably would never want to, because the more you give, the more you receive. And so just that little tiny effort, I gave a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, and a little bit of money, because only about $7 or $8 for the sandwich and chips and the soup. And then, but because of the energy that I put into that energy circulated around that store, and two other people decided to give to him. And even the cashier felt something about it. Maybe she didn't give, but maybe she will later, tomorrow, or to the next person she sees. But you see how giving back just has this incredible effect, and how it draws people in, and one person gives and another person gives, and it just makes the world just a much better place. And I tell you, that adds to your health, because it creates this chemical in your body that says, "I am doing good for the world. I am doing good for myself." And when that is going in your body, it is building up your immune system. It is building up your heart center, because the more love you send out, the more love you'll receive. Just like the love you're sending me, thank you. The more love you give out, the more love you will receive. And what happens when you give out that love, that man that I gave the love to, I'm sure he'll pay it forward at some point. Maybe he'll be homeless the rest of his life. Maybe he won't. But in some way, maybe he shared that sandwich with some other homeless person. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we've been taught that it's better to give than receive. But that's not necessarily true, because that man didn't feel any different than I did. I felt good about giving, and he felt incredibly good about receiving. Am I right? So is it really better to give than receive? Probably not. But I don't know why that saying got tossed around. But the truth is, it's equally as good to give as it is to receive. So when you give, you feel a connection to another human being. You feel a sense of pride in what you are doing. And because it was time and energy that was really, really there, not necessarily the money, but the fact that I walked back into that store with that man, because plenty of people had given him probably money in his hand, but I don't think he turned around and looked at them with tears in his eyes to say thank you. And because I took out time and energy, I motivated and activated, most importantly, to other people to do something. Now, I don't know who else saw it who didn't say anything to me, but it's possible that other people saw it and got activated to do something or make a move. And it just moved me so pretty much the whole day. And this happened years ago, and I'm still telling you this story. This happened about maybe 3 years ago, and I'm still telling this story, right? So that is how meaningful giving can be. So when you have a chance, give back. Put it in your money mission. It's part of the money cycle. Earn, grow, protect, gift, and enjoy your money. And how you navigate the money cycle will determine your lifestyle. And if it's not giving in as part of your lifestyle, if giving is not part of your lifestyle, you will see a shift in other areas of the money cycle. You'll see a shift in your earning or in your growth, or maybe even in your protection. Now, I do want to say this though. This is my little caveat. Giving is great, but you do not give more than your fair share. I'm not saying give from your savings account. That's totally different money. When we talk about grow, we'll talk about grow. We're not talking about giving from the money that you're growing for your future goals. We are talking about giving from your gift account. You will separate that money, but we'll talk more about that on the money mission. So if you're not part of the money mission, send me an email at kc@canaecorder.com and I'll let you know how you can become. But in the meantime, if you want to know your money mentality, then head on over to presidentiallifestyle.com/money-quiz and you can take the money mentality quiz. Find out if you're a giver, a saver, a receiver, a hero, enthusiast, and we're going to start talking about the money mentality in our next Wealth and Wellness Wednesday. And for the next 7 Wealth and Wellness Wednesdays, I'll break down each money mentality and how each money mentality has a positive and a negative, how it affects your health and how it affects your wealth, most importantly. So that's our Wealth and Wellness Wednesday for today. I'm so excited that I'm sending you this great energy. I'm giving you this great energy. Send it out into the world. Share this video with your friends and tell them what good feeling it is to give. And sure, there's been statements out there that it's better to give than to receive, but don't worry about that. I want you to be an excellent giver and an excellent receiver. That is the intention I have for you, that you are an excellent giver and an excellent receiver. You can do that. You can do that. No matter what your money mentality is, you can be an excellent giver and an excellent receiver, because eventually, if you continue to listen to or watch Wealth and Wellness Wednesday, if you join the Money Mission or the Prosperity Club, what will then happen is that you will soon become a president. And that is the ideal money mentality or money personality. So head on over to presidentiallifestyle.com/money-quiz. Take the money mentality quiz and find out what your money mentality is. And then continue to watch Wealth and Wellness Wednesday so we can adjust and tweak it just a little bit more so that you can navigate the money cycle to reach your heart's desire. I'm your host, Canae Corder, best-selling author, speaker, and financial therapist. And I look forward to seeing you on the next Wealth and Wellness Wednesday.